That countdown was hot. I haven't used that before, but well, welcome guys. Just a quick live stream here. I wasn't intending to. I was supposed to live stream with PJ Paradox Nerd maybe tomorrow, but I couldn't commit. Holiday season, you don't know what's gonna come. Just got off, dropping off gifts as well, because this time of the year, especially with COVID, typically we celebrate Christmas with my friends and families. You gather around, and not this year, of course, but you still got to buy gifts and do all those fun stuff. So what we did was just dropping it off and all that stuff, man. So I mean, you got to have some sort of normalcy somehow. But Danny, what's going on, man? Dude, Danny, no, I was just trying to I guess stall or something. I want to go in. What's up, Danny? J Rod, Ben. um I was waiting for a response for PJ, because I did text him. I was just, because he was like texting, with texting back and forth, or messaging back and forth about going in live. And I wanted to, I really wanted to, but I couldn't commit. Just so unpredictable. It's unpredictable. So I don't want to leave anyone hanging. So I before going live, because I thought I was gonna go home late, got home a bit early and got into some I would say back and forth, with a few friends of mine, just a couple, about this entire 85 situation. And I was just like, I told them, I mean, it's a friendly banner back and forth. Those are my good friends. And I told them, it's like, dude, I'm gonna go home and just watch out live. And I was like, I'm gonna show you something. And so I put up something real quick as soon as I got home. So I got home maybe like an hour ago. Just put stuff together, and you know here we are. I thought I was gonna, and honestly, it's a bad time to stream too, because people are just tired and hungover, maybe, just or well fed. I don't know, man. But let me just say, hey, John, what's going on, man? Brian, what up? What up? Hopefully you guys got some good gifts for the holidays and whatnot. I got a few, so no complaints there whatsoever. No complaints. Hold on, let's see here. All right, so yeah, man, I was planning to do something around before New Year. Kind of like a recap of 2020 as far as hot toys. Oh, damn, Danny again, man. I love Danny when he does this. Like he comments on Facebook and then goes right back up. Hey, Dirts, Turkey. Yep, Turkey, man. I'm telling you. We're all gonna gain a few weight here and there in the next few days, but it's all right. It's all right if you haven't already, because this entire year we're not going out and all that stuff. What's up, Zach? Yeah, so it's intense. It's been intense. So I'm gonna, um I'm waiting for PJ, man. I don't know where he's at. No, but in fairness to him, he didn't know that I didn't even know I was gonna do this. So if he doesn't, we'll roll with it, man. Um all right. So oh shoot, what the fuck happened here? All right. So as you can see, as you guys can tell from the title, that's what we're gonna talk about. But hold on, let me refresh this. Oh, I picked it up. Okay, never mind. Okay, this is gonna look really weird then. Cool. All right. So let's start off as usual with these guys. Hey, what's up, Erwin? Hey, man, how are y'all safe? I heard there's some pretty intense earthquake around there. Yeah, my cousins told me, but I don't know if it's everywhere though. So it's let me just go ahead and share my screen here. All right, guys, transport trooper. So for those who like waiting, obviously for a shore trooper, this is your chance. Well, this is not shore trooper as of yet, but y'all know it's coming. I mean, you can the writing is all over the wall. Um, okay, it's like a combination of mud trooper and shore trooper. It looks pretty cool. The best thing about this trooper is it's well articulated. So if you like posing and whatnot, this would fit the bill. Um, looking nice, standing straight up and all that stuff. Got the visor on and all that. See, it could kneel. Could kneel. So that's a big plus. If you like to post, like I said, if you are gonna collect a bunch of these, you can actually put them in a pose where someone's kneeling, someone's standing behind him. I'm really tempted to get this. And I know I don't want to be like Danny here who starts collecting troopers, but this is tempting just because Mando used this and used this as a disguise. So man, I'm tempted to get two because they look good. And eventually we're gonna get a Mando head sculpt, so you can just pop it in there. Hopefully. You never know with hot choices if they might not. They might just screw us up and just release this and then release a Mando with a head sculpt on, but the peg is different. And then they're gonna release a summer special or one of those whatever you call that, the Toy Fair special, and then you're gonna buy that separately with a Mando head sculpt on it. That is a high possibility here. So, um, but nonetheless, it does look good. Going back here, Robert, Merry Christmas, my man. Happy New Year. Patricia, when can we get that figure? Patricia, I would say around early next year, man. Around early next year. Toy Mafia, hey, Merry Christmas, my man. I know you messaged me. I haven't gotten into YouTube as of yet. I've been going there last Masanori. What's going on? Hope you guys had a good Christmas, man. Danny, hey man, Danny, you're a bad influence. I can tell you that. I'm Danny, I did follow your advice. I requested those stormtroopers, the Build-A-Bear stormtroopers from Bandai. God damn, man. I made that up. I made those stormtroopers last night. They're not too bad, especially for the price. I asked for two, so my mom gave that to me as a gift. I didn't open the other one. I'm not gonna open it. I'm gonna tell her to return it. It's yeah, I'll just buy Hot Toys. I'm not made for those. I'm not made for those. John says price isn't too bad either. Yeah, it's not, John. I mean, it's kind of high, but I wish anyone without a head sculpt, I wish it was under 100. That's just me. But I know it's not gonna happen. Yep. Happy holidays to everyone here. Patricia as well. John. All right, so let's take a look at this. The guy in the back, I don't even know if that's a shore trooper or whatever you want to call him. He looks good. He looks like a robot. But I mean, if you're gonna spend 500 or even $300, $350 on a shore trooper, don't even do it. Don't just hold up, wait, and just let it simmer. Buy other figure. That's. It looks good though. It looks good. Erwin says, definitely OG of the game, as there's a strong chance Hot Toys might do it with Mando head sculpt peg cheat. Exactly, Erwin. We've seen in time and time again, man. Hot Toys is gonna nickel and dime you if they could. So I have a good indication. I have a good feeling. I have no source whatsoever. I'm not gonna claim I have a source from Hong Kong. I don't. But I have a good feeling the next Mando announcement for season 2 would have a head sculpt and a spear. With that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if you cannot put that head sculpt into this guy. You would think so, right? It would just make perfect sense that you could do that. Hot Toys might not do that and just pull a fast one on us and do a summer exclusive of a transport trooper Mando exclusive, kind of what they did with Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. So, Last Master, hey, wouldn't be surprised if they do us dirty. They did it with a deluxe. Exactly, man. I mean, talking about hot toys here, you know. So Joseph says, thanks, Niners. Bear says the chance tomorrow for that playoff spot. Oh, did Arizona lose? Ooh, if they lost, man, thank you, wild card. Mark Pearson said, yeah, I paid cost. Troopers are must have, but a basic stormtrooper should be 140 each. I definitely agree with you, Mark. I mean, they already got the mold. They all look the same. They don't have a head sculpt, which is the primary reason why we buy hot toys, and they don't have one. So they shouldn't be priced around 235, because I think this is 235, which puts it in the same category as Qui-Gon. Shouldn't be. It looks cool, but the amount of effort, I think, is not the same. So you mean it shouldn't be, you know. All right. Moving forward here again. Brian says you would need a Phison compatible head with that. No neck can be included on the sculpt. Yeah, that might be the case, man. Yeah, we don't know. But like everyone's saying, they can do us dirty like that. Ben says if 3-0 can make Power Rangers for 99, we can get Stormtroopers for below 220. Thank you, Ben. I agree. You know, with all the, it's funny how the tide has swung over this past week. It went from everyone hating hot toys, then having over sympathy with hot toys. It's collectors are weird, man. They're so weird. so and we'll talk about that later too. We are gonna tackle that because I've been talking to some friends of mine who's collecting, and I've heard some stuff too, but we'll get to that. I mean, I think we can all agree that these guys looks cool, but to everyone's point here, I think we can all agree they're overpriced. They're definitely overpriced for 235. Like especially this guy, this is like they got all the mold for this one. This is Mud Trooper and Shore Trooper combined. See, we had some cheers going on here, John. See, I love it when collectors just unite for one common goal. Love it. Irwin says, even though, for the most part, nothing happens, but hey, we do this, man. All right. So let's move forward here. Our transfer trooper. See, it comes with nothing. It absolutely comes with nothing. It's a basic figure with a basic stand with one gun. We're gonna get some, collectors who are gonna be like, well, what else do you want from it? Well, I don't, I don't want anything from it. I just want the price to be lowered. That's it. Like they could release this exact same figure, exact one. If you want to take off the stand, that's fine. Be like 3-0, take out the stand. But for the love of God, please do not charge us $235, the same price as Qui-Gon, or a little bit, just a little bit lower than Commander Cody. How does that make sense? That this guy is just a few dollars cheaper than Commander Cody. That one has like a light up hand with two head sculpt. I don't. Doesn't make any sense. But all right. Hey, Mike, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while here. Brian, as always, I appreciate Brian here. By the way, guys, I want to appreciate all the members, especially Brian is the first one who hit it. And also Mario, Mark, and of course, Danny. All right, next up, man. Again, we're talking about 3-0, Iron Man Mark 43. I think this is 12 scale. Looks pretty cool. Not a big fan of the effects, but it's there. It's there. Not a big deal. Not a big deal right here. It looks good. Is this diecast? Did they say it was diecast? Well, it's DLX, so I'm guessing it's diecast. This is under $100, and I get it. It's 112, but it looks cool. I'm definitely gonna check this out. If this is anything like their Transformer line, I'm all for it. If this is anything like their Transformer line, which is well articulated, diecast, even though it's 112, I'm just interested to see how it would turn out. Oh, Patricia said another Iron Man. Hey, man, you never have too much Iron Man, I suppose. Brian says done and done on that guy. Only $90. Man, 3 zeros just killing it right now. I mean, it's diecast. I get it. It's 112, but it's literally a quarter of a price of a hot toy. So, oh, John, yeah, I saw that. The new Optimus Prime. I think it's from the movie where he got like flames and whatnot. That is good too, man. I'm loving what 3 zeros is bringing to us right now. And I know there's a bunch of guys doing 112 already, and that's cool. But yeah, I'm still gonna get it. I mean, $90. You can do worse, in the collecting world at least. I mean, in the real world, $90 still $90. But in our world, that's a head sculpt. So, and here you get a full figure, even though it doesn't come with its stand. I mean, I think at the end they'll show what it comes with. It comes with those effects. It does light up, like the head and the chest does light up. So, um, that's a plus. Oh, Erwin is a good point in here. He does said it's a weird armor choice unless it's a setup for a Hulkbuster. Good point, Erwin. It might be. Oh, Brian says you'd be surprised what adding other scales to your collection can do. I agree, Brian. Like I thought honestly, what do you call that line? Mini Hot Toys was gonna get me. I bought a Wolverine from them, Mezco. I thought they were gonna get me. Like I thought I was gonna be addicted to it. I never really was. So we'll see about this 3-0 line. Let's see if he's my gateway into, let's say, 112. Because if it is, I mean, if they could do, and I know Max Nut created a head sculpt for this guys, not for 3-0, but I think for SH Figure Arts. If they could, why not? This might be my only chance to own a Hulkbuster. So James says they know people will pay the price for it. It's already confirmed that they are making a Hulkbuster from Winterfest. Beautiful. That's beautiful news. Last Masanori. I'm all for it. I mean, it comes with a stand, which is pretty basic, but like, I mean, really, we're talking. This is we're talking about $90. Your expectations shouldn't be that high. If you buy a separate body, like from Enter Bay, that's not even the same price as this. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Definitely gonna give it a shot, and we'll see what happens from there. Some helmet announcements, I guess, from those who are collecting helmets. I personally don't, but this looks cool. I think this is the new Boba helmet, the newly freshly painted one. Hey, I mean, if you don't have budget, which most people don't, for those EFX or Anovos, this might be a good substitute for it. This is $100. You can, you could wear it, and doesn't you won't feel you're wasting money, I suppose, because you didn't put, like you wouldn't be as concerned if you scratch it, drop it, or whatever the case is, because of the price. So it's not too bad. I think this is Hasbro as well. Dark Saber. This is beautiful as well. Oh man. Oh, John just opened to anyone watch New Wonder Woman. Kind of disappointing. John, that is on my thumbnail. We're gonna talk about that too. Man. All right. So it comes with a stand. I guess it does light up. So Force FX Elite. And I believe this is $250. This is a bit on the pricey side. And I know it might not be for those who collects like 1-to-1 scale. But for me, it is a bit pricey. It's still $250, man. That I could instead put towards a 1/6. But it's all right. And then this guy right here, is this like super small? Because on Big Bad it says 3 inches. Slave One looks really good, but this is all the pictures that I could get. Really, it's like super tiny. Let me get off here. And yeah, Slave One looks nice. Again, I know this is not 1/6, but owning a 1.6 vehicle is a nightmare for me. I don't have the space for it. We'll never have a space for it, unfortunately. So if I want to own, things like that, I probably have to settle for like lower scale. So, oh man, okay, let's open this. Let's get into that as well. So anyone who has HBO Max here, if you don't, I didn't have HBO Max. What I did was I bought a DVD from Best Buy, or not a DVD, a Blu-ray. No one buys DVD anymore. If you do, please don't. Buy a Blu-ray from Best Buy. Those $4.99. It comes with a trial for HBO Max for 14 days. That is enough time for you to watch Wonder Woman 84. If you really want to watch it, I did. I loved the first Wonder Woman, so I was excited to buy Wonder Woman. I mean, to watch Wonder Woman 84. Was really excited. Um, J Rod says Wonder Woman wasn't great, but still pre-ordered the Hot Toys like because I really like Gal. Man, she's J Rod. Gal is just unbelievable, man. She got she got legs that would go for days, man. It just like doesn't end. Um, Toy Mafia. I've been all night after watching that movie. That is like the longest movie in the world, too. Toy Mafia. Well, not really, but I've seen longer, like The Lord of the Rings. But it just feels that way. Mike says, John, yeah, it was just okay. Don't really need to see it again. I would probably still buy it on 4K, guys, because I just love buying 4Ks. But I learned my lesson. If you're gonna buy superhero movies on 4K, especially Warner Brothers, you gotta wait till it's Black Friday. So this movie, I don't really need to watch it again. I'll wait till next November, pick it up for like $7.99. This is one of those movies where I don't need a steel book for it. Um, John says for sure still getting the Hot Toys Gal. It's a great Wonder Woman. Just thought the story wasn't great. So for those who have seen this, are you guys still picking up like John, J Rod? Are you guys still picking up the Golden Armor? Because I think that is the best looking head sculpt of Gal that I've seen so far. Patricia says, remember everything about Mando is gonna be expensive. Patricia, everything's expensive anyway, man. Those things are getting more and more insane, honestly. So let's put this on the screen right here while we're talking about Wonder Woman. Okay, so we're 30 minutes into it. Cool. Kevs, troll the F on. Okay. Brian says people are being way too hard on my girl. There were some truly terrible action sequences in and around that mall scene, but the rest was pretty okay. Um, Brian, that action scene from the mall, I thought it was pretty cool. It looks cheesy, but I think it was intentional because we're talking about 1984 here. So the mood, the music, even the kids smiling, I think it's all intentional. I think at least for me, it kind of missed the mark on the movie. I mean, not the movie, the storyline, like the plot, the intentions. First Wonder Woman was so great. I mean, arguably, this is the best acting wise of Gal Gadot in all of Wonder Woman. Meaning, I think she already did 4, like Justice League, BVS, the first one, and this. I think she did great here. She didn't have to work with, I think the materials that was used is not that great. So I think that's where it kind of fell flat for me. With that being said, I don't think it's terrible. It's watchable. I had some moments, but comparing it to the first one, that's what kind of, like when you compare it to the first, if you're comparing this to like Captain Marvel, you'll be fine, But comparing this to the first Wonder Woman, which I think was phenomenal, then that's where it kind of fell flat. The plot, Cheetah, um, few action scenes. I think the first part of the movie was really great when she was young. But I would say it's still pretty good. It's watchable. I didn't thought it was horrible. It wasn't a horrible movie. It was 2.5 hours long, and it was kind of dragging the pacing of the story. I feel like so I'm a bit disappointed on the movie. Again, it's not unwatchable. But then again, that's me. It's there's really few movies that for me is unwatchable. Um, Mike Moss says I'm picking up both Wonder Woman 84 figures. I mean, the figure is still great. Now super excited for the two upcoming figs, standard and golden. Golden is amazing, man. Like the golden figure, the head sculpt is great. That's why it's also $300. That's why I'm kind of like iffy on it because the movie is okay at best. Patricia says it looks beautiful. Lane, hey, what's going on, Lane Kramer? Chris Fajardo, the ending was cheesy. I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. How Kristen Wiig's acting without spoils. I think she did great, Kev. I think she did great. I just felt like Cheetah was put in there just out of the blue, like just for Wonder Woman to have an ending because she couldn't fight the other person, so they put her in there. It's just not organic. I feel like the storytelling kind of fell flat on Patty Jenkins on this one, and I loved her first movie, so you know. J Rod says I have the deluxe Wonder Woman on pre-order because that sculpt looks on point. Hopefully the head sculpt turns out great as prototype. I hope so too, man. J Rod, with what's going on now, we don't even know what we're getting. So crossing fingers, we get that. Erwin said haven't watched it, but will be the last one from Gal Gadot and but will this be the last one for Gal and Patty Jenkins? You know what? I think they did so great on the first one that they deserve a pass on this one. It's not as good as the first, but it's also, rarely is a movie as good as like Batman Begins and then Dark Knight was amazing. But for the most part, they always kind of like slows down in the second. But we'll see. Like Iron Man 1 was great, and then Iron Man 2 was, it's not horrible, but it's not as good as Iron Man 1. Last Masonori, let's face it, it's because Cheetah, she looks like from Cats. That she does. And then that last fight scene, not that flattering. Brian says it definitely did miss the mark of the first. Yeah, it's the first was phenomenal. I feel like if you have a daughter or a sister or anyone, you feel like you want to bring them over there, and it's just amazing. Kevs is a good point here. Do you think we'll see a third party Cheetah? That's a good opportunity, man. That's a good opportunity. Mike said, let's hope this head sculpt doesn't change like Mark 85. I think that's what he meant. Chris says, after all that hoopla on the armor of Wonder Woman, it was only used to tire Cheetah out. The armor was beautiful. It's really beautiful. And I'm pretty sure it would, I don't, it translates from the looks of it, looks good from Hot Toys. We don't know the posability of it, but gold always sells. Look at Midas. And this is not a variant. She actually used it. And the head sculpt is way better on the golden armor, if we're talking about Hot Toys, compared to the Wonder Woman. With that being said, because of the movie, like would it have more significance now? Again, the movie wasn't that bad. It's just not the first. Exactly, John. It has all the generic plots of a 90s or 80s superhero movie. One thing that I kind of separate DC from Marvel is that they kind of want to tackle the human part, the emotion part. And Marvel does that too, especially with the Russo brothers. That's why I love the Russo brothers. I love it when they directed the Endgame and Infinity War. But things like Captain Marvel, and all that stuff. There's still humanity in it, but not as much. Well, it's still pretty good. Jared says, I thought Suicide Squad was okay, but still have the Harley from that movie. Me too. Tend to collect figures I like, even if the movie wasn't great. Me too, man. I separate like a good figure from a bad movie. Everyone is saying the Dead Man No Tales was a bad movie. I thought it was okay again. But man, that DX15, that Jack Sparrow, one of the best figures ever. Lane says, I am sad. I wanted a cheetah figure and her role to be more interesting in the movie. I agree, man. I think the build up wasn't that good, especially the heels part, the high heels. I mean, we get it. She knows how to walk in heels now. That's fine. Oh no, I have not seen that. Kev, Brian says, I'm not even a little worried about the final Wonder Woman 84 head sculpt. All the head sculpt talent at Hot Toys seems to be working on the female sculpts. Seems that way. No, but the difference is they nailed it. Like on the prototype, they nailed it right away. That's how I feel like when this Wonder Woman 84, the golden armor, I think they already nailed it. So all they got to do is not screw up at this point. Patricia said, Wonder Woman 84 doesn't connect with other movies. That could be the reason the movie is flat. Patricia, they do that though. I mean, DC is all over the place. Like Aquaman, I still enjoyed it. It's still kind of connected, but they went back. This is like, no, they didn't went back, but we kind of explore his origins after Justice League. So I just think that the story here is a bit convoluted. You know, like it's just all over the place. I feel like. Mucticano, she had time to go home and get the armor. She could have just went to the location. Kev says that's high praise in a Nick Cage voice. In Marvel, everything are connected. Yeah, that's one thing I would say about Marvel, Patricia, is that they did a phenomenal job on, and it was planned from the get-go. They're gonna build a universe, and yeah. James says third try is rarely the best. Yep. I think one of the members of the female Furies from Darkseid's neck of the woods would have been a better opponent than Cheetah. Oh, happy holidays, Universal Black. Yeah, I think it's a bit forced. Didn't like it at all. The movie. Again, it was. I guess everyone's expectation is so high, and then they saw that, so now the initial reaction was just and you can see it on OSR. Ben says the chances of getting Cheetah are about as good as getting a cyborg. Unfortunately, I agree on that one. Brian just said, and a missed opportunity. Bruce Wayne had just saw his parents got shot like 2 years before. Like Bruce wouldn't have had a wish. Come on. I know, man. I know. That entire wishing thing didn't work for me. It just, I was just like, what the heck is going on here? What? They can't get a better plot than this? But hey, it's like they tried to go a different route, and I get the meaning that they're trying to convey at the end of the movie, that you can't, and everyone renounced their wish. It was just, yeah. Chris says, don't get me wrong, I like the golden armor, and the movie was okay. They could have improved it more. They could have improved a lot of things in that movie, man. Did you hear about Daft Toys Killmonger? Oh yeah, J-Rod. I am excited about that because I do have the Max Nut head sculpt. I don't even need it. I just need their outfit, and I'm done, man. I get that outfit. I love Killmonger. Easily the second best villain of Marvel, so I am all for it. Last Masonry, I think in DC they are making a multiverse instead, like with the Phoenix Joker and Twilight's Batman, and Ezra Miller appearing the CW. Everything will come together with the Flash movie. I hope you're right, Last Masonry, because I feel like they're just throwing things on the wall and hopefully something sticks. I love that Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, but I just don't see how it would fit in this entire universe. The good news is I don't need it to fit in the entire universe. I can appreciate a good movie when I see one. So if I don't see Joaquin Phoenix anymore as Joker, I'm fine with it. I actually did like the movie. So I'd rather have those kind of movies than fill in movies. Like the first Doctor Strange, they introduced him, they made that movie. I didn't find that movie interesting at all. It has good moments. It's still enjoyable. But I would rather watch a one-off Joaquin Phoenix than that Doctor Strange movie, if I'm being totally honest. I don't even hate the movie, just whatever, Lane says, I wish they had not used Max Lord in this movie and had been more about Diana and Barbara's relationship to each other and Barbara becoming Cheetah. Yeah, Blaine, they could have set that up a lot better. I agree. Mark says, Gal Gadot makes for a fine-looking figure. Gal Gadot makes for a fine looking anything, to be honest with you. Uh, Erwin says MCU will do a Flashpoint on the next Spidey film. I hope they do. Mark says glad people like the Joker, but that movie has zero rewatchability for me. Yeah, I mean it's all subjective, man. Like I watch it a few times just because of the psychology behind it. We get kicks out of different movies. Some people like Harry Potter. Haven't seen a single movie Harry Potter. So Kev says all goes back to real fan producers will make better entertainment. Yeah, I think on this Wonder Woman, I don't know what happened. I think Patty Jenkins was a writer here as well, and she's her first movie was great, at least the first Wonder Woman. So I'm not going to discount her or anything, but going now to our main point, because I'm not going to drag this on. There's nothing to talk about really, but Wonder Woman and the 85 debacle. The 85 was done, but the collectors are still like raving about it, right? So let's get out of here. So I when did I do the live stream? I think it was Monday. They announced 85 on a Sunday. I was streaming with PJ. They announced it, and I made a video, just pulled it up. We even talked about it briefly on his live stream, and he was just like, well, it's fine. And I was just like, dude, it doesn't look like him. And he was like, it's okay. You can see him. And I think the following day I did I did a live stream saying that, hey man, me personally, I didn't even find it that offensive. It was just, it was okay. It didn't look like him, but I even made a video. I told him I'm still gonna get it regardless. I'm gonna get it regardless, you know. But the good news is, and this is first time in the history of Hot Toys, if I can find my mouse pointer, here you go, that they acknowledge something. So they said, Hot Toys is incredibly grateful for the love and support of our beloved fans. We are relentlessly pursuing the small details of the fan favorite characters from the movies for the refinement of the most delicate collectible figures, including our recently released final product of the 1/6 Iron Man Mark 85 collectible figure. Capturing the most accurate facial features based on the Avengers Endgame theatrical release, Tony Stark's head sculpt in the recently released product was enriched with details. Now we are willingly offering an exchange of Tony Stark's head sculpt in the final product for fans who have received this collectible figure yet are not satisfied. So they didn't really acknowledge that they swap out the head sculpt and exchange it. They're just saying that we are not satisfied, which most people are not. Um, is this the 85 head sculpt? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. Um, Now there's a pendulum swing for that. So again, this is the first time that Hot Toys even acknowledged anything, anything, whether it's a bad head sculpt, quality control issue. First time, right? I'm not gonna post like screenshots here of other collectors. So the first few hours after this announced, man, it was a storm of bad comments, right, on OSR. Um, I heard that they're even messaging JC Hong, whatever. I'm interested on what kind of message those are. So they're messaging this JC Hong, and again, I don't know. I didn't see it. JC Hong, I didn't add JC Hong to begin with anyway, but it looks like he is sort of the face of the company, if you want to call him that way. I don't think he's the face, but he's the most vocal one on social media. So obviously, if you're the most vocal one, the fans would catch you, you know, and they caught him in a bad time. And he probably hasn't had this experience ever, because most of their releases are good. I'm sure he did, but not this intense. So the pendulum was swinging. So I was just like, oh man, collectors were really mad at here. And then the next few days, the pendulum was swinging back, like saying that these collectors are man babies, which is just happens to be our topic today. because apparently we're a bunch of man babies and ungrateful. We're just ungrateful for this, for Hot Toys giving us this gift of their craftsmanship, that we should be grateful for what they do for us. So, and not only, there's, and it was so confusing to me, because there are fans who are still mad at this point, and there's the fans who are saying that we are ungrateful and we shouldn't be, releasing this anger to JC Hong and all that stuff. So, man, I didn't know it was gonna come to that. I thought it was like, oh man, we were mad. It doesn't look like one. Replace it, or we're not gonna buy it, and that was done. Um, but it's not. It didn't end. Okay, let me just go back here. I think I scrolled way past it. Okay, J Rod says Battle Damage 85 will be probably pushed back until 2022 at this point. Austin said, "Hey, what's up, Austin?" Kev says, "Any pickups?" Oh, Kev, I'm gonna get Aragorn probably next week. I hope. Let's see. Okay. Patricia, do you have any picture of Tony's face? I do, man. I told you guys, like, before coming in here. So I was talking to some of the friends that I do have that's doing this, but I told them I'm gonna put something together real quick, and you better be watching. And I think he is. Mark says his best. Number one company, 1/6 with high price point comes high expectations. Ben says, I went back and watched your preview of Aragorn, and you said Aragorn is to Asmus is to Tony Stark to Hot Toys. Imagine exactly. Thank you, Ben. This is what I'm talking about, man. Yep. Austin says you got to call out Hot Toys, and Erwin says the head sculpt was not on point, and just glad Hot Toys is doing something about it. Austin said it best again. Hot Toys should be grateful to the fans for them having a job. Yep. I'm gonna try like hell to score a version 1 of 85 official head sculpt on eBay. Just waiting for one post. My 85 figure will be on the second batch after it's altered. Yeah, I've been hearing that this 85 is going to be sought after the first batch because it's going to be rare, and maybe it is. J-Rod says, watching grown man cry and insult sculptors was very childish. The best way to let Hot Toys know by canceling pre-order and hitting them in their pockets. True. But the bad part about that, J-Rod, is that has it been delayed? Because the thing too is people are forgetting that not everyone pre-orders at Sideshow. There's people all over the world who order this. And if you're in Asia, you're screwed. If anyone here has lived in Asia, you can't just go back to the store and return something because it doesn't look good. They won't return it. So the policies are different everywhere. I mean, we're lucky that on, let's say, Sideshow or Big Bad, you can cancel it. You can call them and tell them, hey, you know what? You can make up something. Say, hey, you know what? I'm having troubles right now. I can't pay this. And then they'll give your NRD. But that's not the case for everyone, though. So they have every right to be upset too. And J-Rod, do you know what insults they threw at JC Hong or anything like that? Did they threaten the guy? What kind of insults is that? I'm like, because I know after that he like put his Instagram to private, and there's gonna be idiots all over the place, not in just the collecting community. There's always idiots elsewhere. But for him, like, people were like, because like after the aftermath of people getting mad, there's this aftermath of people. And I agree. I don't condone bullying at any form. No, we shouldn't do that. An adult to a kid, that's just bad. But that is everywhere, though, man. You see this Wonder Woman 84 that just came out, right? So we talked about it. It's yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't thought it was horrible. But you'll see the people who are bashing the one, because I did find them, the one who's the people who are bashing the people who contacted JC Hong, that it's bad. I don't even know what they said to JC Hong, but it's the same people defending Hot Toys saying that Wonder Woman sucks or BBTS is a terrible movie. It's like, dude, we live in a world where sucks is just a normal phrase nowadays. Like if they said that JC Hong sucks or Hot Toys, you're the most horrible painter in the world, man, they better go to YouTube because I get that on every video that I make. Can't be sensitive in this world, man. Is it wrong to call people like that? Sure it is. It's hurtful. You shouldn't spew hurtful words to anyone, but you got to be consistent. You can't pick and choose because the same person who was saying, "Man, these are collectors are such man babies. I can't believe they said that to JC Hong. That's a good man who was just trying to sculpt and paint this head sculpt." And then you're gonna go out and say that to him. Turns around and say, "Man, this Wonder Woman sucks." What happened to, he was saying that these are sculptors, they work hard to create this thing. Do you think the director of Wonder Woman or the crew behind it didn't work hard for Wonder Woman? Man, you got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. But with that being said, like I honestly thought that I care about collectors. I don't care about company. If the collectors are not happy with this, then they should change it because they switched the head sculpt to a different one, to a totally different one. Brian, I'm curious to hear the particulars myself. What I've heard is really vague. Yeah, Brian, if they said that JC Hong, you suck or you don't know painting, you should find another job. I'm telling you guys, we get that on YouTube a lot. And I'm not looking for sympathy here. I'm just saying, now, if they said like, I'm going to burn your place down, that's, stepping over the line. But say you suck or, you should work at 3-0 or Asmus or something like that. I mean, Asmus gets that every release, so. Austin says we support Hot Toys. Without us, they don't exist. As fans, we have the power. And I'm seeing like posts too on OSRs like we should be just grateful. Like we owe it to them. Like, thank you, Hot Toys, that you exist. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having these figures. Dude, I've been doing this for 10 years. If Hot Toys cease to exist tomorrow, if I wake up, there's no Hot Toys, I'll find another hobby. They're not that important. So I'm not going to be grateful that they're around. I'm grateful that there's doctors around, not Hot Toys. God, man. Part of the problem is the mob mentality. People were up in the arms that aren't even getting it. I agree. That's always the case, Mark. And after that, people are up in the arms as well, like defending Hot Toys, like they're the best company in the world. They're good at what they do, but man, they make a lot of mistakes too, and they never single one acknowledge every single one of it. Kev says, bad upbringing, have some respect to artists. Hardest critic is the artists themselves. I agree, Kev, but those people too that are condemning those, like the one who condemned JC Hong turns around and says BBTS sucks. Every Snyder movie is horrible. Or I was like, dude, you can't be just nice to Hot Toys if you want to, and then can condemn them. You can't throw. You can't throw stones when you live in a glass house. Come on, man. James Drake said, it may not be pretty or tasteful, but anger works. Successful companies eventually become complacent and arrogant. Good word. Good wording, James. Arrogant is a good word that I'm looking for. Anger gets their attention, lets them know maybe going down the wrong path. Derek says, hey, what's going on, man? I saw one last night. It's not good. I actually like Shazam better. Me too. Yep. Austin says, where's Howard? Okay, so let's look at the pictures here. It's not good. I mean, it's not a good head sculpt, right? I mean, I think we can all agree to that. We've seen better head sculpts from them, but I think the anger, and me and PJ were kind of like talking about this, and he was kind of not talking about PJ when I was talking to another friend of mine. He was just like, well, we've seen worse, which is true, but they never did anything about it. Ant-Man was worse than this. It's not even that bad. I think there's a few problems in here. The eyes are too big or close apart. It's rounded in a wrong way. The face, most importantly, I think what's wrong here is the paint application. They did lazy on this one, and they thought they can get away with it because they have gotten away with it time and time again this year without acknowledging it. So they got away with it with Ant-Man. Released one. It was a horrible sculpt. We laughed about it. We bitched about it. They didn't do anything about it. I'm not asking them to replace it. Just acknowledge it. Never acknowledge it. And dating back, man, they've released some, not only head sculpt, because head sculpts could be subjective, right? But Hot Toys has released figures that are faulty. That Groot that we're talking about snaps her leg, nothing. Edie, 209, whatever his name is, RoboCop, cracking all the time. Never addressed it. Um, uh, Raiden, broken arm, every single one of them. Never addressed it. I was just wanting to look like a hot toy, but never addressed it. So I think this is a built-up anger from the collectors. Like years of doing this and not getting a response from them. Um, Okay, Brian says another Hot Toy streamer straight up told anyone who was staring into Hot Toys over this to unsubscribe and go away. Loved it. People are getting a little over the top on this, dude. Like I saw that too, Brian. It was just like, you guys are ungrateful, and they're like sensitive about it, man. What world am I living in right now, man? I mean, this is like built up anger from collectors, man. I'm telling you, this is built up. You can mess with Ant-Man. You can't mess with Tony Stark, man. Can't mess with Tony Stark. Oh, Edu says my writing, it's okay. Yeah, if you start posting them, Edu, it is gonna break eventually. Everyone breaks unless you have the red one. I think they fixed it on the red one, but even if you don't post it, if you move it, it would break because we found the problem. Like the ratchet, it's faulty. Austin says Hot Toys sold us on the original head sculpt and they changed things that are not right. Yeah, people are tired of Hot Toys taking advantage of us. It's just like Brian says, like there's people who's like, well, dude, you guys should be thankful of Hot Toys. Otherwise, we wouldn't be enjoying this beautiful hobby. Should be thankful of them. They're charging us $430. They should be thankful of us that we're buying it. That's the only thing that irked me. I don't even care about the head sculpt. I'm gonna buy this anyway. I'm kind of used to this now. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've seen Hot Toys. I've contacted them in the past. They never answered. So I'm used to this. Lane says NECA with some of their figures has similar quality issues. I had like an Alien Predator gear. Yeah, Lane. Every company has a movie every once in a while. Difference with NECA is it's not $400. A perfect example. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Storm Collectibles Mike Tyson. Their first batch, it's rubber arms. It was ripping, right? And not for everyone. Mostly if you're in a humid country. You know what Storm Collectibles did? They sent out arms and legs to replace those. You know how many times Hot Toys have had this issue? Never even addressed it, like nothing happened. They would tell you to go back to your manufacturer and ask for a refund. What if you can't even buy parts from them? You're not even asking for a free one, like the Groot one, the broken leg. If you call them and I was like, hey man, I'll pay for the leg. Can you just give me a new one? Nope. Contact your manufacturer back. So I think this is a built-up anger for the community. And it just boiled down, and it just happened to be the last head sculpt of Tony Stark, or maybe last clean head sculpt of Tony Stark. And they were just like, nope, not gonna do it. Oh, Eddie said, yeah, I have the red version. Yeah, they fixed it on the red version. The gray version, every single one of them broke. To a point where I think we kind of conditioned ourselves now, and obviously this is not the same. This is just toys. This is nothing compared to the real world. But I feel like we are one of those abused in a relationship where we just take everything. Kind of like, well, you should be thankful, man, that they're doing figures. How dare you question their integrity? Or kind of like, hey, man, just shut up your mouth. If you don't like it, just don't buy it. I was like, dude, I already pre-ordered it. I'm done paying it. And I'm in Asia, for example, I can't get my money back. I mean, should I just shut up and just take it? Kind of like, dude, what the heck? Thomas says, do we know what replacement sculpt is going to look like? Is it the 50 sculpt or the prototype? I wish it's the prototype. I wish it is, Thomas. Brian says, I think people might just be getting a little cabin fever lately. We just got to get some sun. I get it, man. It's been a slow year. Nothing's going on. So uh other streamers, when they get big, suddenly they eat up all what's being thrown at them. Yeah, man. And we all get it, man. My channel revolves 90% around hot toys, but dude, if it's bad, it's bad. You just you don't have to take it. You don't have to swallow it up and like it. You can say something about it. And we've been saying something about things in the past. It's just that we're not getting heard because, for example, Ant-Man. How many people really bought Ant-Man? Let's say 1,000. How many people pre-ordered this? So the louder the voices, the more you're going to get heard. And unfortunately, out of those, let's say the more crowded buys it, there's idiots in those crowds, and it's bound to happen that there's people who's gonna. And you know what? Those idiots are the same ones who buys their Mark 7 that they just colored 5 times. Uh, those idiots, the one that is spewing all these hate, those are the fanatics that would turn around and they would release a Mark 7 for the 7th time, and it's just all black, and they're gonna call him Stealth, and they would buy it still. And then he turns around and called it Man Babies, and it's funny. And I just find it funny that people are actually defending them now, saying do not say hurtful words, and I don't even know what hurtful words means. Is that you suck? Because everyone uses that, unless they physically threaten JC Hong. And I mean, here's the thing: is it a bad head sculpt? Yeah. Does it look like Tony Stark? Yeah. Would you mistaken this for anyone else but Tony Stark? No. It resembles Tony Stark. But the thing is, we expect that from Asmus. And their company was built by Tony Stark. So people are up in the air, are up in their arms in the air, and they're like, dude, what the heck are you doing here? Not Tony. And I'm glad it happened, like Austin was saying. I'm glad it happened because we already have this built up, frustration with hot toys throughout the years. And it's, we should mode angered so many by lost releases, Batty Forever, Power Loader. Yeah, McKev, people are complaining. People have been complaining. People would complain on anything. Do Cyborg, do Shazam. But they have never they've never heard a complaint like this, because I was happy, like the collecting community just came together and just released their anger towards, like in this case they seem like the evil entity. And there's like these guys who are complaining about people complaining, and they were like, and they were the same guys who were saying, well, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Then all of a sudden they changed the head sculpt, and then their commenting was like, well, I kind of like the previous head sculpt better. Thanks for the crybabies. And you're like, dude, you told us before this, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Then follow your advice. Don't buy it then. It's just so it's just confusing. Oh, Brian says, but I'm pretty sure the main reason behind this frustration is not only the fact that this is Iron Man, but it's supposed to be the final version. Exactly. And we waited so long, and we're supposed to just like it, right? Like, okay, people were liking it back then. I bought Ant-Man because I don't have Ant-Man. It's on me. It's on me. Knowingly, I walked into that. But there's people who's this is going to be their only Iron Man. It's not a sloppy paint job. It's a different head sculpt. And not only that, it's a sloppy paint job. And for those who are going to say that, hey, it's the lighting, dude, this is their official photographer. So with that being said, they thought they can get away with it. Man, let's just put it on a box. Our sculptor left. We got this head sculpt. We produce a bunch of them. Put it on a box. They'll like it. They'll like it, whatever, This is Zach. Derek says, enough of the complaining about Iron Man. Where's Cyborg? Exactly, Derek. Where is Cyborg, man? Like the thing is with Cyborg, it's not a whole lot of complaining. This one did. This one's intense. Oh, Justin's watching. What's up, Justin? Austin says, I'm disappointed in the hot head sculpt of 85. I think this is just not the 85. It's a built-up frustration over time. I just felt that way. And as far as what's wrong with this head sculpt, I think it's just the paint just doesn't seem HD. It has this shine on it that it looks third party. Now that's I'm not saying it sucks. It definitely looks like Tony Stark. Do I prefer this over 85? Well, 85 is not that good either, in my opinion. So okay, so throughout the years, we've been saying that, hey, you know what, like, because we haven't seen any other head sculpt, right? We haven't. Um, Now we've seen a lot of Tony Stark head sculpt throughout the years. So we've been thinking, I was like, hey man, they're gonna nail it this time. This is what the 75th time that they released Tony Stark, and we got this. So frustration is there. But throughout the years, we've been settling for it's all right, right? It's all right. So this is one of them. So I'm not gonna include his pictures or their portraits from 2009 and 2010, even though I started collecting around that time. I agree that they're not the same company as they were back in 2000. I think they started picking up steam around 2015. They're up their game and all that stuff. So Mark, oh, this is the what do you call that? The mech suit, right? And this is the new version. So the paint application is better. I don't think they changed the sculpt, but the paint definitely was improved from the previous one. This is not from the old one. So it looks like Tony Stark, right? Does look like Tony Stark, but it's still not 100%, right? Well, it's all right. We're gonna buy it. You're right. We bought it. It's fine. It's cool. You can't mistake this for anyone else, but it does look like Tony Stark. Cool. Mark IV looks like Tony Stark. Maybe if you thin out the jaw, I think it's a little wide here. If you kind of thin it out here, maybe give him a little bit hollower cheeks or something because it's a little bit bigger. Maybe the forehead. It looks like Tony Stark again. Like if you put it on the Iron Man suit, because of the beard. The thing with Tony Stark is you get the beard right. It's a signature beard. Looks like Tony Stark. Doesn't exactly you scream 100% Tony Stark, but it's all right. Mark IV is one of the most sought after Tony Stark figures out there, right? Okay. Civil War. I still considered it as one of the best head sculpt out there. Again, looks like Tony Stark. Still not screaming 100%. Now, forgive the pictures that I'm downloading there. I'm just zooming it in. I tried to get the best picture, like facing up, same angles and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna waste a gazillion times in there. But looks like Tony Stark. And this is the paint application here is good. It's crisp. Hair is okay. Just not 100%, but it's there. I think the beard is, there's a little bit of gap in here. Maybe the cheek should be a little bit hollower. I don't know, man, but you cannot mistake it for him. It's pretty good sculpt. That's 46, I believe. 50. Again, one of the best sculpts that they made. Still looks like Robert Downey. Still looks like him. Cannot mistake him for anyone else. But is it 100%? No, but the forehead could go a little wider there. Again, I wish I had time to, like find a post or high quality picture and all that stuff, but I don't. This is the one that I used in Google real quickly. I put this together in like 30 minutes. So cut and paste. So again, looks nice. No complaints. I still thought this was the best head sculpt that they had. Even up to now, still like it, but and then we fast forward to this guy. Okay, so this is a still from this is I guess the cleanest version that I can find him. He doesn't have blood yet. He's not snapping because that's what 85 is, pre-snap. So this is the prototype, This is the final product, and this is the Tony Stark. Okay, both of them is not 100%. I suppose if I had to choose, I guess I'll choose Tio Tony in here. He actually look Hispanic, because of the stash. But I guess the biggest difference between the two, and not this is low def, it just looks like it's low def because it doesn't have all these details on it. I think if you put details on this guy, this would look a lot better. But somewhere along the lines, I think in the paint application, it got lost. So I don't know. Like, none of them is like bang on 100% Tony in here. None of them. The facial shape in here, maybe it's pointing down, but it's like just too narrow. This was what I was expecting, and even at this, I wasn't 100% sold. But in my opinion, this is better than this. That, the aging part, I think this one captured better than this. The hair is there, I see it. So, all right, let me go back here on the chat real quick here. Zach says it look like Little Stewart. Lane says, after seeing makes me want to get Midas Mark 21, so I would just use the helmet anyway. And like those are the few things that I always hear. You're gonna use the helmet anyway, which is cool. Me too. Kind of paid for the head sculpt though. It's a part of what I paid. And I want a variation every once in a while. They're gonna say like, all right, you got a gazillion Iron Man, just use the other head sculpt. Kind of want the head sculpt that was like this guy. I got Max Nut head sculpt. I could use that, but if I can only pay $350, that would be great. Don't put the head sculpt in it. We'll call it even. So. But again, this is not that bad. This is not a case of Ant-Man. But why is people so upset? It's Tony Stark. I mean, there are people who doesn't collect Hot Toys at all, but just collect Iron Man, and he's pretty big in Asia. So that's one. Second, I think they just have too many misses this year, and it's, again, like I said, it's built up frustration. Not that I'm saying that this is so much better than this, because I still don't think this is, but if you make me choose this, I take this. Austin says, Justin, did you get verified? Yeah, Austin, I think he did get verified. Brian says, people who say never getting a Hot Toy Cyborg because it would be too intricate might just be forgetting about the Terminator endoskeleton that was years back. Yeah, Brian. I don't know, man. I just think that, back then, Hot Toys never really had Star Wars back then. I think they already did, but it wasn't this big. But now that their IPs it's just so much that they could skip Cyborg, especially that they're not going to sell, So I get that part, but also said, well, you said just it's the best thing you might have this year, working hard. Collecting Weekly says, yup. All right, let's see. Some beef going on here. All right, this figure costs a lot. Sometimes you have to call them out. Someone else selling BS. Derek says, do you worry they will fail on upcoming Captain America head sculpt like the 85? Not after this, Derek. So that's the beauty of, something like this, is that you call them out, they would step up their game. Now, we might have delays, and it's inevitable. But at least they know that they can't just half-ass something and expect collectors to just take it with open arms. Some people are saving for the 85 for eternity, and they would get this instead of this. And I get the you can't hide from the prototype manufacturer. It gets to be approved. This is totally different sculpt. Totally different. It's not a case of this is a master paint, so this is better than this. No, no, it's different. Oh, Danny. Oh, yeah, that's coming, Danny. Don't worry about that. Mark says, if Vincent Price was Iron Man, oh, I lost my stuff there. Okay. Justin says movie critics can pan a movie without saying the director should never work again and being abusive. Brian Justin nailed it. Kev says, is anyone planning to mash up Grogu with Sideshow and Hot Toys for posing options? Austin D said, did you guys not see how fast Hot Toys switched up and said they would replace sculpts? Their company is great 99% of the time. One mistake doesn't need to bring the disrespect to real humans. Austin, if you've been collecting long enough, you know it's not one mistake. I can go back now. Ant-Man, Groot, like I said earlier, ED209, Darth Vader from A New Hope, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 1, all their pleather materials, Batman Begins. So I agree. No one should bully anyone. But keeping quiet, we tried that already, or being nice, and nothing really happened to those things. So again, I don't condone those things, but sometimes it's deserved. ED, we don't want to sculpt 100% like the actors. We want sculpt to seem cool. Kev's life-size release. Thank you. Well, I would only be getting one Iron Man since I don't own any others. See, like somebody like Lane. Lane, would you be happy to get this? I'm sure you would be. I mean, it's still a terrific figure with or without this sculpt. Even if you put the helmet on, it'd still be nice. And again, this looks like Tony Stark. Just not the best version that we've had. So Lane, this could be also channeling QC issues that I've had with Cody. Yeah, I've heard about those. I never really experienced those, but again, and it's not because of COVID. Those things that I mentioned earlier, the Batman Begins, we got a thread about Batman Begins and Sideshow Freaks on how to fix those ankle. We shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be. And it's okay to make mistakes. Everyone does it, Asmus does it, 3-0 does it. It's how you handle it. And so far, they haven't handled anything. I'm glad they did here. It's a first step to making them as a better company. And I hope they learn from this. Oh, Zach says they did change the cap sculpt. They changed it like a month after it went up for pre-order. I'm glad they did. Anything to improve these things. I'm okay for waiting. I mean, we waited 900 days for Gamora. And it turned out to be okay. If you wait and it turns out to be great, no one would remember that you waited 900. I mean, we still do, but we would forgive that. Instead of rushing something and coming up with something that's a bit underwhelming. I mean, you can get away with underwhelming with, again, Ant-Man, even with Leia, when she's like staring. And I didn't think it was a bad sculpt. It's just, kind of like, you can get away with those guys. Not with Tony, man. Brian says, Brian got it right. My wallet could use a few delays. Me too. I agree, Mike. Different people want more or less or want more details instead of accessories. And Austin, you know what? Like I said it before, you can minimize the accessories if you're minimizing the price. And I'm okay with it. We've been okay with that for a long time now. The prices kept going up and, you still buy them. So that's fine. Fat Thigh Kid inside. I think people would get so upset if the quality would stay consistent for every release if the prices, even if the prices go up. And people are gonna complain. They're always gonna complain about something, even for minor stuff. That's just the nature of it. That happens in every walks of life. You can make the perfect burger, and they would still complain that it has too many ketchups. But this is a different situation because the mass hordes of people just complained, and that one collective voice was enough apparently for them. And Batman has a big following back then too, and I'm surprised. Like I think that's 2014 or 13 we have the broken ankles, and they never really addressed it. Like, hey man, I'm sorry for our fans. And all they gotta do is send boots. Never got anything. See here, a lot of other high-end toy lines like Gundam Metal builds prices go up for random figures, but quality stays the same or better. And to be fair with them, their head sculpts technique has gotten better. From if you look from 2008 to like 2016, from 2016 to now, it still got better. But that's a lot of things doing part of technology, how you sculpt things, and all that stuff, and that comes with price, and they have increased their price. So it goes hand in hand. Yep, Zach says Mora sculpt is amazing, which it is. Yeah, I think the prototype is more of our guideline, to what kind of like what we're gonna receive, and everyone agreed with this one. Even there was a running joke back then that he was the Hispanic Tony Stark, but people pre-ordered still, and people were not exactly expecting a one-to-one scale Tony Stark. We are happy with his figures. Look at this. People, even though it's not exactly 100%, we're all happy with it. No complaints. Even this, the black eye. So you can see, not exactly spot on, but that's fine. Even this, you can see, even though it's a bit yellowish, you can tell that, not the finest work, but it's all right. There was no commotion. But boy, after that, this, as Danny was stating. Now, the picture on the right is, they never addressed this either. They never addressed this either. So, Brian says, never used a Tony Stark head sculpt before, but after all these, I'm popping the head on my Mark 47 right now, sunglasses and all. Yeah, like this one, you know what? It's not this bad. All right, let me just tell you guys, it's not this bad. But this is the one that I found on the internet, so but it's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. Yeah, Danny, you the man. We got to make it happen. But okay, it's not this bad. I had this Chewy, and it's not this bad. But they also never acknowledge this because maybe there's people who bought this Chewy, but not a whole lot. Not like this Iron Man. So was it bad? Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Chewy is not this bad. This is like with Flash blasting his face. I think he combed the hair and he didn't kind of like mess it up or something. It's like, it's not this bad, but it's pretty bad. Pretty bad that it's a running joke. And they released this Chewy. This was not released in 2013. This was, pretty recent. So yeah, would I say, do not bully anyone. Do not threaten their life. Justin is in the room here. I'm pretty sure he gets a lot of hateful comments all the time in his videos. You address it, sometimes you just ignore it, but it's just a part of being, I guess, in public, in social life. Doesn't make it right. But if it would improve them, sure. I don't condone any of those, but again, this is not the first time. So let's pump the brakes on people who got upset initially. Kev says fans would pay big for 4 Nicholson Mob Joker and pre-Joker Jack. So much easy money for 4 Jack and Hot Toys. I don't know, Kev. The DX, I believe DX14, Mime Joker, didn't sell well. So I don't know if that's gonna be easy money. DX14 sat for a while. I got mine on Sideshow for $150. And that was the time we're doing their spectacular, and they're attaching some reward points, like $100 reward points. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if all of a sudden, Nicholson Joker got big, but Derek says, are we forgetting the Wicked prototype versus the final product? Yep. They got some missteps. They're not a perfect company. I think the biggest fault they had was they're not transparent about things. They try to be sneaky and get away with things all the time. And finally, it just came back to haunt them. So Robert said, this was definitely a wake-up call for Hot Toys. Us collectors worldwide came together. I agree, Robert. And that's what I wanted to see, like collectors coming together, because we shouldn't be grateful to Hot Toys. Hot Toys should be grateful to the collectors. Honestly, before you just remember the time that you guys were not collecting Hot Toys. You guys were doing something else. And guess what? If Hot Toys closes their door tomorrow because their feelings were hurt, your lives are going to be okay. I can guarantee you that. Maybe their lives are going to be okay too, because they already made a lot of money. But What I'm trying to say here is that this is not essential to our lives. I'm going to put this up here for a while. Mark says that that's why I don't own a Chewy. Really hope they try with him again. I hope so too. Imagine like you ordered this and we got this, and it really happened. This is not like an imaginary thing. It really did happen. And your only choice or your only option of getting him to look like this was to literally do an operation. Like you have to remove his jaw, his nose, trim out his mouth or his jawline, and and for him to look like this. There was no offering of head sculpt here, by the way. Um, no acknowledgement, nothing. So, and I bought this figure too. Oh, Brian says, I'll burn down their damn house if they don't get it right the first time. Kev says, Mime Joker, a favorite. Dude, I have my Mime Joker. I love it, but boy, there was a time you couldn't get rid of that. I'm glad that it kind of came back to around 300 mark now, but Mark says at this point there's more jokers than people on this planet. I'm so jokered out. Savaria, I'm Captain America fan. Well, me too. Me too. Fat Thigh Kid, you wonder why the Hot Toys just can't be consistent with their quality for every single release. You know what? That would be ideal, Fat Thigh. But we get it. Sometimes there's a slip up. And quality control does happen. You're bound to make mistakes, and no one's perfect. That's why I'm glad that they did what they did with 85. They just look so shady nowadays because they kind of keep it somewhat. They kind of keep it on the DL, man. Kind of like they just the less you talk about it, it goes away. Like the Ant-Man just went away, and it's not. And the thing with Ant-Man is that's not blurred out. We just got surprised that came out. It's like, what? I still bought it. That's on me. But these guys, people were just shocked they got this. You know. Derek says if Hot Toys closed their doors, 3-0 would replace them. Yep, somebody always takes their place. Yeah, somebody always does. For anyone who watches basketball here, we thought the NBA is going to end with Michael Jordan retired. Yeah, somebody took their place. So Austin says, I want a Nicholson Joker. Kev says, Empire C3PO Chewie is in our future with Han. I think they're going to do everything. Dean the Dream Martin says, I think if you're spending 500 on a figure, you have the right to voice concern, especially if you put the money down up front. The product changes this drastically. I think it's unreasonable for people to think you should just shut up and take it. Yep. And I also agree to those people who are saying you should be respectful. I definitely agree with that. No one should be like harassing anyone, messaging their wife, their mom, all that stuff. But hey, man, you gotta be heard. You gotta be heard. At some point, you just gotta be heard. I Am Legend, that Chewy is a real Hot Toys. Yes, I Am Legend, it is real. I wish I was making this up, but it was actually released. Granting it's not this bad. It's still pretty bad. Lane says, is the rescue figure going to be worth getting with a Pepper facial sculpt? I think so. I think that's overpriced, Lane, honestly. But if you're a big fan of Iron, I'm going to get it, because of just how big of an impact Endgame is for me. I'm going to get it, but Mike says they need to recall that Chewy sculpt. Unfortunately, they did not. I agree with you. That would have been ideal, but they didn't. So Dean the Dream is here. Marco says, just like when one door closes, another one will open. I agree, Marco. Somebody's going to take their place if they decide to close their doors. They will be silly to do that, just because their feelings were hurt because there's some idiots who messaged JC Hong. And you know what? The thing is, too, is that it goes both ways. I make a nice video. I get praises for it. It's like, damn, man, that's a cool video. I like your lenses. And then I make a video that's kind of blurry. It was like, dude, you should go kill yourself. You're an idiot. You shouldn't be doing video anymore. It's like, just how it is. That's just how it is. It doesn't make it right. No, it doesn't. But I mean, calling the collectors crybabies. Yeah, I think the people in Hot Toys are grown men too who can take this kind of thing. So I don't know, man. Lane says that is an amazing Chewy sculpt. I agree, man. I should have sold mine to Danny. I sold mine, regretting it up to this point. This makes me glad they are not doing a cheetah. This would be something. Good point there, Lane. Good point. Brian says, before seeing that Chewy, I thought that Infinity War Black Widow was the worst. Infinity War Black Widow. Oh, Brian, you haven't seen a lot then. I should introduce you to MMS like 13 or something. I mean, oh, Dean is so nice. The world is better with you in it. You're so sweet. Hey, Dean, Zach, you guys want to hop in real quick? I'm gonna send you the link, man. Hold on. So let's talk about this. Yeah, sorry. I know I told you guys, but this was me and PJ was supposed to do this. He didn't get my message. That was my fault. Again, that was I take complete fault for that. Oh shoot, somebody messaged me here. Hopefully it's not PJ. Danny, you should have gifted it to me. Danny, somebody bought it. You might not believe this, but somebody bought that Chewy for retail too. I was able to sell it for retail. Kev says, any Hot Toys Taskmaster sightings? So when Black Widow again release, man, no, man. I you know what? I hope Black Widow is not like Wonder Woman. I'll be kind of disappointed. Then says, oh, upcoming Star Wars releases for 2021. Which one do you think has the best opportunity to end up with the sculpt issues like Mark 85? Mando. Lane, with how hot Mando is and how much hate they got for 85. Now, make no mistake about it. I still think Iron Man has a bigger following, at least in Hot Toys community, than Mandalorian, because Iron Man is universally loved in the Hot Toys community. Hot Toys was built on the foundation of Iron Man, but there's going to be some people disappointed, but they might get a pass. They always get a pass. We always give Hot Toys a pass when it's a first time doing the sculpt. Like Black Panther, that is not a strong head sculpt. We gave them a pass first time. John Wick, gave them a pass. That wasn't a strong head sculpt as well. Things of that nature. What's up, Zach?
Yo.
Oh, hold on. Let me get my headphones. All right.
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, not much, man.
Hopefully Dean can join us. Yeah, dude, your show. I was drinking a beer. I was watching you. It's all just the best way to end 2020.
No other way, dude. I thought it was gonna stop on like Monday, right? So I think I said my piece, but I see some from all sides, fans and like that. All of a sudden, it's just so weird that they're saying like, well, these crybabies, they got their wish now. I was like, aren't you crying like right now? Aren't you being a crybaby by saying we're crybabies?
I've seen like an equal number of threads of people complaints about the sculpts and then people complaining about the people complaining about the sculpts.
Yeah, it won't end. It won't end. It's the same people that when this was announced said that, hey, it's so easy. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And now they changed the sculpt. They were like, too bad. I like that other sculpt. I was like, well, that what you told me last time, then don't buy it.
Yeah, the same people that were like, I'm just going to keep it in the box are now saying like, oh, well, I like that one much better. I was actually going to use it. So
right.
I
don't know. If you click their profile, because you can see those people, it's like, these guys are just, and grant you, there's like idiots out there, but there was like, this guy's, you shouldn't be this mean. I was like, it was like, you shouldn't be saying these things. And then you click on their name, it's like, BBS sucks. Snyder can't do anything to the franchise. He just retire. I was like, didn't you just said be nice? It's like,
there's so many people, you're right, that have been like, so like there's people that have been complaining about like anytime anyone says anything bad about Mando or any of the Marvel shows or like Mulan, anything like that, like there's hardcore Disney fans, right? But Wonder Woman just came out today, and I've seen so many of those people post like, this movie fucking sucks. Like, the same people that 3 days ago, a week ago, were saying, a lot of people worked really hard on this.
Yeah.
It's unfair to criticize.
Yeah.
Those same people that I've seen in the groups are literally the first ones to take the shot at Wonder Woman because it's a DC thing. Or I haven't seen the movie. Maybe it's bad, but I think it's ironic that like, the same people that were doing the hashtag defend JC are the same people that are like, taking a shit on Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And the whole, I mean, I've seen just people are weird, man.
The irony, man.
So weird.
If you click their profile, it's like, dude, JC is a human being. He's really nice. Because, I think that JC posted like Merry Christmas or so. Which
I told him Merry Christmas. He liked my comment. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. Oh man, look at Dean.
What up?
Dude.
Dean the Dream.
I had to use my iPad. I left my computer at my sister's house.
What a guy.
Beautiful. You beautiful angel.
Look at that.
What's going on?
Not much, man.
We're talking about
supposed to be bitching. So.
Yeah, loving the discussion.
So it doesn't end. That's the beauty of it. If you just keep on complaining about the complaints that you complained about, it just won't end.
It's like complaint inception.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so hard to get this camera right.
I know. I was like, what are you doing? We can see up your nose, my guy.
I'm just going to be off kilter, I guess.
That's all right.
Yeah, I think people that are calling collectors crybabies, it's like, I mean, would you want to spend $500 on a mechanic and then your car still not run? Like,
bro, if I spend
if you're
$4
spending
on a
that
Big
kind
Mac
of money,
and that shit isn't sauced the fuck up, I'm going back in the line.
exactly. Like you have,
Bro, I'm not getting cucked for $500.
Now you shouldn't fucking like off the go saying you shouldn't be threatening the guy making the burger. But if it's not what you ordered, you shouldn't just have to shut up and accept it. And I think it's unreasonable that people are like, you're just entitled. It's like, yeah, I just spent $500 on it.
It's like, yep, I kind of want to get my money's worth there. So,
yeah, it's crazy to me that some people are like, you should just be quiet and be happy with what you get. It's like, well,
yeah.
I don't have to threaten the dude's wife, but I should also be able to get what I ordered.
That's wrong.
Wait, people were threatening JC's wife?
I don't know. We're just assuming because if all the message he's getting is you suck, you should quit painting. Or
that's unreasonable. That's messed up.
Yeah, I mean those things. Like I said, I mean if you scroll to my videos, you see that like in every video. Like I suck, and I mean, and I don't even get paid for that. I don't even charge $300 for that. They just charge $400 on on this, and saying you suck. Is it mean? Sure it is, but I don't think that's
It's also not constructive. It's like,
yeah,
if you have a legitimate complaint, voice it, but don't just berate somebody for the sake of doing it.
But like being constructive too. Like I've been saying this, like that. Honestly, I'm kind of happy about those idiots that said that to JC. Because it prompted change. Like
right, exactly.
We've been emailing Hot Toys directly. It was like, hey, my Vader, before I can make it, I gotta take out 3 layers of clothing. You think you can do something about it? Contact your manufacturer where you bought it. It's like, what? It's like, the Chewy that I got, it looks like
looks like I got stung by a bee.
Yeah, looks like Alf.
Got stung by bees of which he's allergic.
Yeah, so it's not like they're like super innocent company. They just made one mistake.
No, I think generally speaking, like out of 100 releases, or even just on a smaller scale, like out of 20 releases, maybe one has a problem, maybe 2. Yeah. I think generally speaking, aside from minor nitpicks, I think the community overwhelmingly has a positive reception of most of the things that they come out with. But I really think they dropped the ball on this one. But they picked it back up. They said they're going to send out new sculpts, and I think I read that the next batches will have the replacement sculpt already in the box. One thing I wanted to touch on, some people were saying like that people were calling for his job, and I don't think that that's necessary. But I mean, people get fired from their jobs for doing things all the time. Like You know,
Yeah.
people get fired for much less. And
Yeah.
again, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that JC would deserve that, but I mean, to say that someone can't lose a job for, you know, something that is going to cost this company a lot of money. I mean, someone approved it. I don't know who that person was. Maybe it was JC, maybe it wasn't. But, you know, this idea that, again, that we can't criticize, that we can't give critique, and that people are immune from the consequences of something like this. I mean, it's weird. Again, I don't think he should lose his job. I think he's really the only person in the company that really does any outreach. Obviously, they have their official Instagram pages, but as far as employees go, I mean, he's liked a few of our posts in the past that were, you know, we didn't even tag them. They were just using the hashtag Hot Toys. He's liked a few of our comments in the past, and I have no ill will towards the person. I just think that the sculpt that his company that he's a part of released wasn't very good, and you know, I wasn't threatening his life or anything and doing anything to be, I think, to be considered a man baby.
Yeah.
But it's a figure that I think I would have liked to have purchased had the sculpt came out good, and it didn't. And you know, I was upset about that.
The alarming thing too is that did they not think that people are gonna notice that when they just packaged it in there? Because kind of like, dude, they're not even gonna notice. Just put it in there. We already created 8,000 of these, so just drop it in there.
Dude, and people noticed the
Immediately.
Obi-Wan sculpt, which to me was just a slight variation to episode 3 Obi-Wan to what was solicited. It's really not even that much of a difference, but a lot of people were upset about that sculpt even.
Yeah.
So to think like, oh, no one's gonna notice it almost seems arrogant. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I can't imagine they would think that no one would say
I don't
anything,
think that
but
they didn't think that people would notice. I mean, it's I mean, it's unnoticeable. Like it wasn't unnoticeable. It's clearly a different sculpt.
Right.
I just think that, you know, Hot Toys just releases stuff, and like, you know, generally speaking, it's like whatever you get is what you get. Like you mentioned the Force Awakens Chewie. It's like they never mentioned that the head sculpt was gonna be totally different. It just came out and people noticed it. But I think it was interesting in that post about the exchanges. They're like, you know, we did all this stuff with excellent detail and you know, it's I thought it was interesting. Dean, what are you doing? You're like
a little cheeky.
you're like
Sorry.
you're like I'm getting like some goochal shots over here. What's going on?
But yeah, I mean, like even on that post, it wasn't admitting anything. It's kind of like, well, you're
It was
not
like
happy,
we
so,
put movie accurate detail.
yeah, so you're not happy, so you're gonna get a different one, and that's it. It's kind of like it's not kind of like, well, you know what, we didn't do good on that paint, and we're sorry it's not satisfactory to your you know level of expectations. So it's not. It's kind of like, you guys didn't like it, though. We'll give you Mark 50 then. It's like, we're not asking for Mark 50.
We just want
Yeah.
one that you fucking said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost more insulting because now that figure is not accurate at all,
Yeah.
which a lot of people are like me. If it's not screen accurate, I don't really like to display it.
Yeah. And Dean,
Like
did you see the pictures that I showed earlier? Like, it's not like we're demanding like 1:1 likeness. Picture that I showed is far from 1:1 likeness, and we just took it, you know, kind of like, all right, this Mark IV kind of looks like Tony, cool. This Mark 50 kind of looks like Tony, that's cool. But this one, it just really
It just doesn't. Yeah, it's a different guy. The way I described it was, it's like a stunt double, like just close enough resemblance in passing.
Yeah.
But once you pause the movie and look at it, it's like, oh, that's not Robert Downey Jr. at all. Yeah, it's crazy.
Can we talk about Thomas's comment about the child? A few more up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just asking who's got the child. I got the child. It's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He's asking if he should wait for Hot Toys. I think that they're different pieces. One's
The
supposed
sideshow
to
one's
be.
not very good at all.
Okay.
It's like the stunt double Baby Yoda is what that is.
Shots fired.
I love this thing. It's fucking great, dude. It's
not
It's an
good.
award-winning figure.
It's not though.
It is. It's won an award in our show.
Well, you rigged it, so.
Who is this guy? Optical. Who is this guy? Comes in
Dude, Mario said, would anyone take issue if they exclude the sculpt and drop the price? Would you be okay with that?
I think that makes it too much of
Hassle?
maybe just for this figure, but going forward, I think that'd be a weird thing to do, like a sculptless version, a sculpted version.
Yeah. I would. I'll be okay if it drops to like 350.
I mean, they're gonna do a fucking battle damage version instead of just giving you armor.
Yeah.
Interchangeable pieces, which is like, okay, so is that one gonna have a good sculpt? Like, or are you just gonna fuck around on that one too and just paint the shit sculpt with a charred face? I don't know. This is like, if I was gonna have one Iron Man figure, it'd probably be this one, right? It's his last movie.
Yeah.
The last hoorah of Robert Downey Jr.
Wait, what happened to Iron Man? No, I'm just kidding.
And as it sits right now, I don't want this figure.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
that sucks. That's like saying like, yeah, I don't really want a Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi. It's like,
yeah.
that's insane to me. That's like,
I think that's why everyone got so mad, because this is the last two figures, arguably the only clean one that we're gonna get so far. And the battle damage is iconic, but it serves like like the Dean just collapsed. Is he okay?
Oh my gosh.
like I said, I'm using
Dean,
my iPad. So
You're embarrassing the network.
well, we're on Optical's channel, not mine. So
Wow, yours. Wait, going back to Baby Yoda's, though, I think
you
it's
say that
great.
all the time.
Well,
No, Baby Yoda's just not
Baby
good.
Yoda, Sideshow Baby Yoda's great. I think the Hot Toys looks great too. I think if they can fix the ear seams, I think it's pretty good. But the difference is one's a statue, one's a figure. So I think in a perfect world, the body for Hot Toys, I'd like to use that and then use the Sideshow head. That'd be what I would do.
Can you even take off the head?
With the Sideshow, yeah, you just unscrew 2 screws
okay.
and the shell opens up and you can pop the head out.
Dude, Mario said if they botch that battle damage one, ooh, that is gonna be
Dude,
more.
can you imagine?
Ooh.
Dude, I like those little circles next to everyone's name. That's pretty baller, dude. We got to get to 1,000 subs so we can do that.
Oh yeah.
What are those little circles?
Channel members.
What? Everybody
it's
subscribe to our channel.
Dude, I need to be a member of Optical's channel so I can get a circle.
Get a circle there. Erwin's asking top 3.
Oh, top 3.
Oh, 46, 45, and then
6.
6. Yes, Dean, you're right. No, actually, 46, 42, 6. That's my answer. Final answer, baby.
Yeah, me too.
I've
owned the 6. Wait, say it again, Optical.
46, 4, and 7, maybe.
Ooh, the 7's pretty good.
I have
too.
the 7. The 7's really good. It's just too fucking big.
It's fucking tall, dude. It's like
It's
fucking LeBron
way
James
too
in the
tall. And then the 45 was such a good suit and a figure, but it didn't come with much. So you had like one display option. It was kind of lame, actually.
That's the
Mark
only one.
7
That didn't have a head
too
sculpt,
much
right?
stuff.
45 didn't.
Wait, what'd you say?
45 never had a head sculpt.
The 45 comes with like laser gauntlets and then like
no head sculpt. Not even those half head sculpt, like in the helmeted one.
Yeah, it comes. I think it came with a chest piece, maybe the wrist lasers, and then a base.
Yeah,
that was it. And I had that figure for a really long time, and I was just like, it left me wanting more, so I traded it for a Mark 7. And the Mark 7 almost has too much stuff. But I mean, so far, the Mark 7 is so iconic, right? The first Avengers movie. I mean, you can't go wrong with a 6 or 7 because they're both in that movie. So like as it sits right now, I'm perfectly fine just owning the Mark 7. If I never get another Iron Man, I'm fine. But
Yeah.
I would have upgraded from the 7 to the 80 or the what is it, the 85?
85. Yeah.
But I mean, as it sits right now, no way, no way, I'm getting rid of the 7 for that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was asking, do you know if 85 with the original head sculpt would ship to US or all will be Mark 50 head sculpt? I don't think there's any chance that would even reach US. That unless you ordered it from Hong Kong and they already shipped it to you, like from like a third party, not from Sideshow though. I don't think that would reach Sideshow at all. I think they would all pull it back. Hey Diecast, happy holidays, man. Eddie says 250 and 43 for him. 43. Oh, okay, that's the 42 that's inverted colors. Okay. Yeah, 50's pretty underrated, man.
Dude, the 42 is so much cooler than the 43.
Yeah.
The 42
Eddie
is
with
just
a
all
two.
gold, man.
Dude, two. It's probably my least favorite one, but
The Mark II, that's just the silver one, right? The
yeah,
Mark
that's the silver
3
one.
with the rivets.
And even on the diecast version of 2, it's like undersized. It's like the exact opposite of 7.
Yeah.
2 and 3 is kind of like they need to revisit them to be in scale with the other ones, but I don't think they will. Maybe they will. Who knows? It's Iron Man, so Omari's like doing some transactions with Eddie here. Oh, Eddie says she just likes to crush his dreams.
I don't like to crush people's dreams, but I do it. I don't like
Yeah.
to do it, but I do it. So
Gives you satisfaction. That's the kind of guy you are, Dean. Yeah, I mean, Fat Guy. Just how I don't understand their pricing either. So
I guess the Mark 85 really doesn't come with much.
we were just talking about
gauntlet,
that earlier.
a gauntlet and a head sculpt. That's it.
Yeah, Dean. Are you gonna get that tank troop? Is it transport trooper?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
How much is that? 235, right?
220.
220.
Yeah. With the sideshow tax.
Okay, so imagine it's 220, but the Commander Cody's 243. He has an extra head sculpt. His arms light up. So I don't know where they're getting this pricing, honestly. But so I mean, for $23, you get an extra head sculpt, a light up hands, a bunch of those holograms. I think he got like 4 guns too, or something.
Yeah, but I think we gotta look at what the Hong Kong prices are.
That's what I was about to say.
That'll be more reflective of what the true difference is. But you're right.
Yeah,
Hot Twist pricing
is crazy.
It's just all over the place. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, we can look at the Hong Kong price all we want, but the fact is we're gonna get it from US. So if it's more expensive, for example, let's say Cody is cheaper in Hong Kong. I mean, I think Sideshow would just make him expensive here too, right? Like
I think Sideshow will fucking fuck with the prices depending on how popular they think the figure is.
Yeah. So I mean, but who knows? But it's just they're just all over the place, like as far as pricing.
That's true. Yeah, because the Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper, which is probably in terms of quality and accessories the exact same as the Tank Trooper guy, and that was $180 sideshow tax figure.
Right. That's with the sideshow tax.
Yeah. So it's like, what makes the Tank Trooper or Transport Trooper another $40?
Yeah.
Probably because it's popular shit because of the Mandalorian. So I don't know. I mean, we could probably speculate on that all till the cows come home.
We got Johnny Silverhand from what's that game?
It's fucking 280.
280.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, Cyberpunk, and then we got DX19 for 290.
What's the DX19?
The Bale Batman, which has.
That's what, 285.
Yeah, it was like, dude, for $10 more, you get a DX figure. What the heck is going on here? I
was gonna say maybe it's a Keanu tax, but though John Wick isn't that much.
Yeah,
and that motherfucker comes with like 8 fucking guns.
Yeah. And they literally
could be a project CD Projekt Red tax.
Maybe.
Because the studio's got to make money on the game because no one's fucking buying the game.
Dude, it's so weird too. They announced that figure right after Sony pulls them out of Sony store.
Dude, that was a weird time.
Like, did I just pull it? All right, let's announce our figure. This is perfect timing. Let's do this. Like, what?
I think they pulled it from the Xbox stores too.
Oh, they did too. Is that really that
I
bad?
believe they did.
Oh
It's
man.
almost unplayable on the consoles, dude. Even I was just watching PewDiePie. He's playing through the game,
Mhm.
and he's playing it on the PC. And there's not that many problems, but there's enough. And even he's just like, I don't like this game at all.
Dude, Erwin has a point here. It says when Mark 50 was released with a separate accessory pack, people got mad. And I'm glad. I treated it like a DLC, man. I'm glad that didn't work out. If that was a hit, imagine they're going to do a lot of those. To just make you buy something for $250 more. And they just squeeze it in on the. It's already $420 to begin with.
You know, come here.
Lane's true too. Moff Gideon is $250 with this dark saber. Brian says, "Yep, Brian's right here. Always expect to pay more for Star Wars. The heck up in price compensate in China."
Dude, that's what I was about to say about the head sculpts. Because the Star Wars ones are usually fucking amazing. I can't think of in recent memories other than Chewbacca where we've looked at a head sculpt and been like,
Gideon's
enough
kind
to.
of Qui-Gon.
I mean, not as divisive as Iron
Iron
Man,
Man.
Black Widow,
Yeah.
Ant-Man. I mean, it's almost like they know people want these figures, so they just put them out. But the
Mhm.
Star Wars ones, they really take the time to like meticulously get those figures out the door. But like the Marvel ones, they're just kind of like, fuck it, just get it out. Like, who cares?
I don't know if that's true though, because all the Star Wars ones that we're getting has no head sculpt. They're all just helmeted.
Well, we got Django.
Imagine that is good. Like but that's
Anakin,
just one head sculpt.
Ahsoka.
But look at
Yeah,
Ray, the one that they
balls.
announced, the new Ray, the one that
Are
doesn't.
the Rays that bad? I always thought the Rays were good.
Dude,
No,
no one
the
likes
new
the
one.
Rays. I think they're fine.
Like the new one looks kind of like iffy. Qui-Gon is soft. Like it has a soft sculpt. They have it was fine with me that the Leia with Wicket, kind of like she's like staring out of nowhere or so.
Yeah.
Gideon,
but that's also the same sculpt three
Yeah.
times in a row.
Gideon is also kind of questionable, and
Maybe going back to the Cody thing, maybe the reason why the sculpt isn't that expensive is that they can split that sculpt cost over like several different figures for the different clones.
that could
Like
be.
that's the same base sculpt for
Yeah, but they all have
Rex,
different
Django.
hair and stuff. So is it really?
Yeah,
a
but the
different
majority of the sculpting is the facial
sculpt? I guess you're right.
prominences, and then just adding scars and a different hairstyle. Anyways,
Yeah,
optical.
but I would for the pricing wise, I would gladly pay an extra $23 or even $30 to get an extra head sculpt and 3 guns and a light up, arm.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Mark says Dino got that. Oh yeah. Oh, Dean.
POD, baby.
Point of Dean.
Peen of Dean.
Dean, do you have that? Do you have that thing for PS? What do you
The
call it?
VR.
The VR.
I don't have it for the PlayStation, but I have it. I have the HTC Vive.
Have you watched movies like that on that one? It would
No.
change your life.
No, it's at my sister's house, so it's not gonna happen.
Oh, I'm just saying. Just saying. I mean, feels like the Matrix.
I bet.
Everywhere you look, you can look left or right, and it's there.
It's like, where'd they film this thing?
Where am I? And then you can't see anyone because you're wearing that, so you're oblivious to your surroundings,
Yeah.
which is not really a good thing. Dude, so you guys got anything going on next week? Just recording.
We're taking the show off on Tuesday, and then Wednesday it'll be After Dark.
Nice.
Yeah.
After Dark will be fun.
Yeah, After Dark is just like fuck around. So there's no prep work.
You guys got anything good?
No, I saw this video of this dude doing a handstand and pooping from a stall to a urinal, so that's like the highlight of After Dark this week.
Oh my
pretty awesome.
god!
It's like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Did anybody else here see Wonder Woman 84?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
I'm gonna watch it this week.
I didn't hate it either. I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't hate it.
I liked it. I thought it was.
For me to hate something.
I thought it was better than. Well, I don't know if it's better than the first one, but the last part of the first one is like the villain of the first one is so lame that it's kind of hard to like get into the movie. But I really like Pedro's character and his development throughout the movie. And what's her name? Kristen Wiig was pretty decent. I thought it was a good sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And for a DC movie, it's pretty good. So,
Dude, I can't believe you find that the villain on the first one lame, and he's fighting Mandalorian here, where she just punch him in the face.
It's just like the dude is so lame in the first movie. He's like this old guy that's like not scary at all, and he like transforms into this giant hulking monster with the same old guy face. It's like, you're not scary. Like,
yeah,
you're the dude from Harry Potter. Get the fuck out of my face.
The CG on that is not the best as well.
Yeah.
What's wrong with these CG, man? Like
I don't know. I have
even
no
that
idea.
last scene with Cheetah, that wasn't. It reminded me of Black Panther. Remember when he was fighting Killmonger? They were fighting in the dark, so we can't see the CG. It's just like, dude.
Yeah, they tried to mask it, but it's still like just not good.
And there's a train constantly like moving, so we can't notice that how bad the CG is. So it's just like, and I love Black Panther too. But Costco toilet paper. That is a beautiful name, Costco toilet paper, by the way. So, like it's Man Babies can confirm I am one. Erwin's in the house. World War II is okay. What a cliffhanger! You know. Austin, I wish Hot Toys would bring back Yuli. She's the best hot toy sculptor ever. Is she the hot one? No, that was
That's K. Kim, dude.
Kim. Yeah.
God, I want to marry that woman.
Jesus.
K. Kim, if you're watching this, hit my line.
Call me.
You like chubby American guys or what?
Hey. Why wouldn't she?
I don't know.
DJ is like, it was all right. DC is over for me. I don't see it ever picking itself up.
No. I mean, I'm excited to see the Snyder cut, but then people were talking about that Affleck might be back after all, which I feel like is a huge fuck up because they just made this other movie.
Pattinson. Yeah.
With Pattinson, I'm like, wait, so how the fuck is any of that gonna work? Like, I don't get it, dude. I just don't.
As long as they can do a good movie, I think that's fine.
Yeah. I give the movie a 7.0. Yeah, I would go as high as an 8. I really enjoyed it while I was watching it. I liked how they brought back what's his face? Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Because when the trailer popped up, I was like, how the fuck are they gonna do that? Like, that makes no sense. So I really liked how that worked and the impact on the story it had. So, like, I did enjoy the movie. I don't know why a lot of people are just dogging on it. I'm like, it's really not that bad, but
yeah.
Go ahead and watch it. See for yourself.
Zach, you gotta go?
Yeah, we're about to do a little Among Us stream right now, so I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right.
Optical. Peace and love, my son.
I'm taking off too. I'm gonna play.
All right. Later, guys.
Hasta la vista, guys.
All righty.
Bye.
Well, it was a good night. All right.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'll have my computer next time, I promise.
Cool.
Bye.
All right. All right, guys. So it was fun. It's been 2 hours too. So cool. I would see you guys maybe with PJ tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. All right. And thank you for hanging out with us. And have a good night and always stay safe.